The news that is just coming in at the moment is a statement from Bollywood star Salman Khan. He has questioned the surgical strike carried out by the Indian forces on terror camps across the line of control in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, saying the ideal situation is peace and the fallout of the strike will be some retaliation by Pakistan. He's also opposed the ban on Pakistani artists imposed by the filmmakers' body. Let's listen in to what Salman Khan said.
आइडियल सिचुएशन जो होना चाहिए था वो अमल और पीस का होना चाहिए था. अब ये हो गया है तो ऑब्वियसली एक एक्शन का रिएक्शन तो होगा ही. सो बट इन दिस डे इन दिस एज आई थिंक कि अगर प्यार मोहब्बत अमन से रहे तो बेटर होता सबके लिए,
मगर उरी के बाद
स्पेशली आम आदमी के लिए.
मगर उरी के बाद क्या आप मानते नहीं ये प्रॉपर एक्शन था?
हाँ, वही मैं कह रहा हूँ टेररिस्ट थे ना, तो प्रॉपर एक्शन था.
कुछ कलाकारों के भी बॉम्बे में कई कोर्ट्स आए थे कि जो पाकिस्तान के कलाकार हैं उन्हें वापस जाना चाहिए. कुछ पर्टिकुलर
वो कलाकार हैं,
पार्टीज
वो कलाकार हैं. ये दो अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट्स हैं. वो टेररिस्ट थे, ये कलाकार हैं. आप क्या मानती हैं कि कलाकार टेररिस्ट हैं? वीजा लेके आते हैं, कौन देता है उनको वीजा? हमारी गवर्नमेंट देती है उनको वीजा. वर्क परमिट हमारी गवर्नमेंट देती है उनको. आइडियल सिचुएशन जो होना चाहिए था वो अमल और पीस का होना चाहिए था. अब ये हो गया है तो ऑब्वियसली एक एक्शन का रिएक्शन तो होगा ही. सो बट इन दिस डे इन दिस एज आई थिंक कि अगर प्यार मोहब्बत अमन से रहे तो बेटर होता सबके लिए,
मगर उरी के बाद
स्पेशली आम आदमी के लिए.
मगर उरी के बाद क्या आप मानते नहीं ये प्रॉपर एक्शन था?
हाँ, वही मैं कह रहा हूँ टेररिस्ट थे ना, तो प्रॉपर एक्शन था.
कुछ कलाकारों के भी बॉम्बे में कई कोर्ट्स आए थे कि जो पाकिस्तान के कलाकार हैं उन्हें वापस जाना चाहिए. कुछ पर्टिकुलर
वो कलाकार हैं,
पार्टीज
वो कलाकार हैं. ये दो अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट्स हैं. वो टेररिस्ट थे, ये कलाकार हैं. आप क्या मानती हैं कि कलाकार टेररिस्ट हैं? वीजा लेके आते हैं, कौन देता है उनको वीजा? हमारी गवर्नमेंट देती है उनको वीजा. वर्क परमिट हमारी गवर्नमेंट देती है उनको.
All right, so you heard that. Let's get in a word from our entertainment editor, Rajiv Masand, joining us on the phone line. Rajiv, just put this in perspective. Going by the current atmosphere, especially stars like Salman Khan and others, perhaps have to be a little careful with the words they choose. How are you seeing these comments?
Well, I think you're right. It is really a very measured comment from a man who in the past has, made the mistake of putting his foot in the mouth, as we know with Salman Khan. But this really does seem like a very measured, I'm even going to say mature response from Salman Khan, insisting that peace should have been the ideal solution. But more importantly, on the issue of artists, the Pakistani artists, clarifying that that the arts and political relations, diplomatic relations should be kept apart. The fact that he made that statement is important, and he's echoing statements that have been made by actors in the days up until now. We heard yesterday Kangana Ranaut, largely skirting the issue, but also also specifying and at least very firmly saying that the arts are different from, let's not mix up the arts with political relations. Varun Dhawan said that a few days ago. The film community certainly seems to be reiterating over and over again that that the artists, Pakistani artists, should not come in harm's way, or political decisions should not affect the arts in any way. And this response from Salman certainly comes across as mature and measured in the wake of emotions that are flying high at this time.
Right, but Rajiv, it's also going to invite a little bit of criticism as well from certain quarters, isn't it?
Well, yes, I suppose when emotions are flying high, there is a large section of people that want to hear provocative statements about bravado, about what needs to be done. But if you go back again to what Salman said, if you hear that statement again, when the journalist provoked him, in fact, the journalist put words in his mouth by saying, but after what happened in Uri, wasn't this the right action? And he said, he repeatedly said those were terrorists, right? Those were terrorists, right? Well, in that case, it was the right reaction. So I think he's not condemning the surgical strikes. He's not condemning the behavior of the terrorists, the response of the terrorists, but he certainly is saying that peace would have been the more ideal, way to go.
Right. That's the essence of it, really. Rajiv, hold on for a moment. I'd just like to get in filmmaker Ashok Pandit as well. Thanks, Mr. Pandit, for being with us on CNN News 18. How do you read Salman's comments, sir? Mr. Pandit? Mr. Pandit, can you hear us? All right, we'll try and reconnect with Mr. Pandit. But essentially, Salman Khan, just to recap, and Rajiv continues to be with us. Salman Khan, just to recap, has said it would have been ideal if there was no violence and there was no there was no surgical strike in that sense, because this action is likely to have some sort of a reaction. That is one aspect of what he has said, propagating the idea of peace. And on the other front, which is also making headlines, what Salman Khan essentially is saying on Pakistani artists, which has been a hugely polarizing issue, that there is a difference between terrorists and actors. And Rajiv, if you continue to be with us, he's also qualified that by saying that these are artists who come on valid paperwork, and that paperwork is provided by the state. So that's something that should also be taken into account, making a logical argument of sorts, really.
It is actually a very logical argument. What he's very clearly reminding us is that the Pakistani artists are not here. They're not here by any means that are underhand or by any other means, except that they've been invited and accepted to perform here and work here. They've been invited by filmmakers to work here and granted official papers and visas by the government of this country, and therefore one has to see it in that perspective. They're not entering this land as the narrative is often depicting them as doing. They are here to work, and they're here on legitimate, credible papers. And one has to see one has to make a very clear demarcation. One has to be able to see the difference between terrorists and between actors and artists who are here on work. It's a strong statement, at a time when, like you rightfully said, emotions are flying high. People are expecting a strong response, and this could have, it's a very polarizing debate. But the country's biggest star is actually making a very measured and at the same time mature statement in this response.